CNBC TV 18 Weekender, powered by F6 FinServ, only on CNBC TV 18.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Weekender on CNBC TV 18. I'm Ekta Batra, joining you from the Central Processing Lab of Thyrocare, the company that received an excellent reception just a few weeks ago on the equity market, with listing gains of 39% and a subscription, in fact, of over 70 times, the best that we've seen since 2007, and a market cap of over 3,000 odd crores, margins of 40% odd. While we know a lot about the company, what we don't know is about the journey of Thyrocare. Mr. Velumani, a PhD in biochemistry, it's not just a story of rags to riches for him, but a story of perseverance, grit, determination and passion. So let's go through what's been an incredible journey in the next 30 minutes.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, great, welcome.
So this is your lab?
Yeah, this is the laboratory.
Welcome Mr. Velumani to the Weekender. Thank you very much for taking the time out, and thank you for calling us to your Central Processing Lab. It's a huge facility, but I'm not only standing at your Central Processing Lab, I'm in fact standing in your house as well. So you have your bedroom, which is only 10 feet away from your boardroom.
I have been very clear that don't keep work somewhere and life somewhere else and try to balance it. The best way to balance work and life, and if you can afford it, to keep the life at the workplace. So I had an option rolled out to my family. Either I become a weekend father, or you all have a luxury of being with me if you come to the laboratory. And since I have a 200,000 square feet laboratory now, a 5,000 square feet house is not at all a luxury. And I think Bombay is too costly in a real estate.
Obviously, your attachment to the business is from the start, where you started 20 years ago, and it's because you've had a difficult beginning as well.
I think it has been a smooth journey. I think I'm 57 years old. I am not belonging to that category of entrepreneurs who started 7 years back and they have become billionaire. It's a wonderful, meticulously navigated path of success. And I had some options in life to choose. I think I have chosen the difficult options. In life you have two options. One is easy to do, another is right to do. And easy to do is not right to do, and right to do is not easy to do. So it's something where, you know, I was a government officer. First and foremost, I was in my native town, that too in Tamil Nadu. And leaving that place and coming to Maharashtra, where I did not know even Hindi and Marathi, was itself a very big challenge. It was not easy to do, but it was right to do. So I took the decision. After coming and getting a job in a government institute, that to the Premium Research Institute, Baba Atomic Research Center, having worked there for 15 years, I don't think anybody will leave that comfort and venture into business, which is literally speaking unknown, risky. But then once again I felt that is right to do.
Was there a particular incident when you were a kid that motivated you to maybe become successful in life simply because of how much difficulty you might have faced?
I think when it came for education, I saw my father's in hot sun doing agricultural work. I think my mind said, if I study, I can sit in an office and I can do a white collar job. So that was the reason why I got myself pushed towards education. But to the contrary, when I finished my education, it was a pretty peculiar situation I had to face. In Tamil Nadu, graduates were too many, and some of the textile mills, an 8th standard failed man was drawing 1,000 rupees salary when my salary was only 200 rupees. So one day one boy who left in between and went and joined in a textile mill encountered, and he called 4 or 5 boys around. Do you know this man is a graduate? What is he? Graduate. Do you know what salary he gets? 200. Do you know what I get? 1,000 rupees. That was the day when I thought I should not live in that city, live in that village. If I can't sit here and teach him anything, I have to get out.
You worked as a scientist for 15 odd years. But what led you to give up that comfort zone to start a lab?
See, I was, once again, like how I said a story, that you in life you don't decide what you want to do. In fact, it is nature which decides. I was a mathematics student, having a physics and chemistry as subjects, and then I was posted in a hospital laboratory as a technician. Now, I didn't like it, but then you got a government job. Now you like or dislike has no role to play, and I accepted the punishment, according to many people, as something which I got. But I was not knowing where thyroid was, because I was a mathematics man. And then I started searching, and then I understood I can do MSc in thyroid biochemistry. So that institute was a wonderful institute. I will never forget, because that is an institute which made me a matured scientist. So I did my MSc in thyroid biochemistry. Then I did my PhD in thyroid biochemistry. So when you do PhD in any subject, that means you know only one subject, that is that subject of PhD. Now I have an option now to do business. When I came out, I had two options, like anybody else: start Dr. Velumani Pathology Laboratory or Thyrocare.
So then that's how Thyrocare came about.
That's the focused research in thyroid. In fact, I knew only thyroid, nothing else. Let us be open about it. So then I felt I must do a focused thyroid business. In fact, many ask me one question: there are only 3 hormones in thyroid. Would you get enough to eat? I said, there is a billion thyroid in the country. I will become billionaire. This is exactly my words when I was talking to my peers. I think that focus makes the success. I have been always telling, wherever I go, I tell these guys, gentlemen, focus. I don't think anything else brings in success.
And you've been a late entrepreneur. You started your business at the age of 37 as well.
If I look at the current generation of billionaires, I am too old to start a business according to you. But if I compare myself with Pratap Reddy of Apollo Hospital, I was very young because I came in when I was 37. Having said that, for business, I think the ideal age is 35. If you get into business before that, there are too good chances that you will fail. So I had enough experience not to fail. So I think I came in time. For me, fortunately, when I came in, internet opened, air cargo started, and I think it was a red carpet for me in the business world, because I didn't know what is business, and I got into the business. Then I started buying Companies Act Ramaya book, started reading what is board resolution, what is director's role, what is shareholders' rights. Oh, it's a great learning. I think first 20 years I learned mathematics. Next 20 years I learned science. The next 20 years I have learned what is known as business. I think it's very different, all are very different kind of phases of life.
I heard your speech on listing day, and it seemed as though the entire issue was dedicated to your wife. It's been a difficult journey for you when it's recently as well. There's a big void. Yeah,
I think she was behind me for me to complete my PhD. And she felt that she need not work. Once I become a PhD and get a decent job, some other country, we will go and enjoy. But then I took a decision to do business without her consensus. But then she सचमुच साथ दिया. साथी जो होता है वो सचमुच साथ देते हैं. So then she plunged into business, and I think she was a lady who did all work in the floor, including pipetting, including counting, including cooking, taking care of. She connected me with my family, with her family, with investors, with employees, with franchisees, with my well-wishers, her well-wishers. So a very powerful connector. I think in life I didn't miss anything socially, only because she was the one who was programming. Like how whenever you go, there is a crew and everyone joins and make a program. She makes sure in the back end, she arranges everything for me, and I will just go there. And she has given me the best possible, I would say, backroom support. So on the day when the issue was getting listed, and the time when I was getting closer to ring the bell, I was somewhere dreaming that my wife should, jump in somewhere and be with me for 10 minutes and she should go back. To that extent, I was emotionally quite disturbed. But having said that, that day, that was Akshaya Tritiya day, I think it was her act which made my listing on that day, because he was very particular on good days and auspicious day.
One of the things which, the street worries about is a succession plan for Thyrocare.
I think when you look at its continuation, there is no uncertainty. Because well-oiled, well-created organization, profitability is the best possible. So I think running this needs just ambitious, intelligent MBA who can sit there and run it. However, how to add more to the business, how to take it to next level, all those things need not just managers, it needs creators. So I have a reason to believe my brain should another 10 years, 15 years continue to remain active like what it is today. And a few of my ideas, my boys should be able to put in practice. I don't see succession as a challenge, now I am 75. I think there is sufficient time to plan for it. I think I have got a wonderful resource, 750 employees. For all of them, I am the first employer. Which means even my general manager started his first day of life in my organization only. Who else can run the organization? I think succession plan I have made 20 years back. Today the organization has enough of resources to enjoy, and I don't see this question troubling me. I don't know, it might trouble some of the investors. I'm perfectly all right.
We'll take a break now, but we'll be back with more facts and figures on The Weekender with Mr. Velumani of Thyrocare.
Ever since I knew the spelling of EBITDA and its meaning, it has been 40%.
CNBC TV 18 Weekender, powered by F6 FinServe, only on CNBC TV 18.